try! Fans have got the try! What a try for fans!
Green was a striker, not a right winger.
Oh, Bruno! And it's 4-2. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick too, and it's in! And RB Leipzig have scored! Oh, and he has! He has as well! Oh! Did he win it? He did, crazy!
Hey, who? Not John. Not against John. Oh, it's copied and it's
32-30! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, take a bow. I'm standing up.
Hello there and welcome to Let's Talk Sport. We're here tonight for AC Milan versus Torino, which is the big match because AC Milan could finally go top of Serie A since Napoli dropped their first points last weekend to AS Roma. Not many, 5 changes for Milan tonight. Kier, Torre, Benacer, Castillo and Ibrahimovic all taken out for Romagnoli, Kalulu, Kessia, Salmakers and Giroud. Torino have made only 2 changes since the weekend. Asandi comes out and Sanabria comes out for Bellotti. Aina comes in for Ansaldi. So Torino winning their game against Genoa this weekend on Saturday, and AC Milan also winning their game against Bologna. 4-2 for AC Milan and 3-2 for Torino. As per usual, don't hesitate to get in touch. Comments in the get in the comments. Everyone get in the comments. Get involved. Be fun to watch. Who have we got to win this tonight? Is it going to be AC Milan? Is it going to be Torino? Is it going to be a draw? We'll put a poll up in just a moment. So, San Siro tonight is the venue. And I think, to be honest, this is AC Milan's to lose now. Oh well, lose. I think AC Milan are clear favourites for this one. Last time these two met was in May of last season. 7-0 to AC Milan in Turin. Every result. So, let's see what AC Milan could do. Despite having many injuries, look at the likes of Magnan, who's out, Florenzi, Rebic, Torre and Castillo, who played Saturday, were doubts, but apparently are in the squad. Or not even, sorry. And Torino not making many changes could be costly. But then Milan have a key game coming up against Roma this weekend, which could be also quite decisive. And Torino not having the greatest start to the season, 11 points after 9 games. Quite clear of the relegation zone as it stands. Many games going on down there just before. Spezia drawing 1-1 with Genoa. And late drama with Salernitana winning 2-1 against Venezia. 95th minute goal from Schiavone, former Venezia player. And just before we get this match underway, we're going to have a quick word from our sponsor.
This stream is sponsored by Manscaped. Hey you. Yes, you. Have you lost all your confidence when shaving below the waist? Would you like a sleek, well-designed trimmer so you can shave with ease? Well, look no further. Let's talk Manscaped. Let's Talk Sport have teamed up with Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, to give you an exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight when needed for a more precise shave. Visit manscaped.com and use the code Let's Talk Sport for 20% off plus free shipping for a helping hand job done. This product has been tried and tested by Cara and the LTS team. We thoroughly recommend for the best smooth shaving experience below the waist. Visit manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping by using the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
And so we're just going to get underway any minute now. Looks not exactly full, the stadium. It's not the most, as I mentioned before, last time these two met, it was 7-0 to AC Milan. Torino have not won this game since 2019 and in that season it was AC Milan who finished 6th and Torino just outside the relegation zone in 16th. But yeah, this should be getting underway anytime soon, and if anyone has any predictions, don't hesitate to get involved. Hello Greg. Did you watch Torino against Juventus 2 weeks ago? It was a good game. Juventus won 1-0 because they don't like each other. I think the derby is called Della Mole. So, but both teams come from Turin. That's probably where, or most likely where it stems from, this rivalry. I didn't see the game, unfortunately, no. But I can only assume it might have been quite cagey, to say the least. They only lost 1-0 and that was Locatelli getting a late goal. But say what you will about Allegri's start to his second Juventus term. They haven't lost since that Napoli game earlier on in the season, so things are starting to look up. And even in that time, there's only been 2 draws, one against Inter just this weekend and the other against AC Milan. So only against the Milan clubs have they dropped points so far this season, Juventus. And they're just coming out onto the pitch now. So Torino typically, not changed. They've changed manager from last year. Now it's Juric in charge. But this 3-4-2-1 that they do, for instance, Sanabria has been their top scorer, and now they're just interchanging out with Belotti. Belotti coming back in. Belotti, who is also, he is a Torino legend. He is the one who scored the 2 goals in their last win over AC Milan. He has been injured, and this is his second start of the season, captaining him out into this match. So only 1 goal for him this season, and that was against Atalanta on the first day of the season, as a substitute. So he'll be looking to get back onto the score sheet, hopefully for them. And there was rumours back, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, that Belotti could be going to AC Milan. That's what I strongly heard. So this is also one of those matches to prove a point. And just in the middle of the park for AC Milan, to touch upon that, the other day it was Benacer with Tonali. Today it's Tonali with Kessia. I don't know whether that means in the Roma game he plans on putting Benacer with Kessia. Be surprised if Tonali does the 3 games, all 90 minutes, but you never know. I personally think that I was a big fan of Kessia and Benacer at the beginning of last season, throughout the first part of the season. Thought they were an amazing partnership in midfield, and Tonali was really struggling to get to integrate into this team. Whereas now I think Tonali is the one who is undroppable. Kessia and Benacer have to work around that, which I think is quite intriguing to see. I think Tonali, the price that they got him for, Milan, is quite a steal. He was one of the hot prospects of Italian football, and yet they managed to lower the price from Brescia. And so one thing for Milan that's quite harmful, painful, shall we say, is the absence of Mike Maignan, who has been phenomenal, replacing Donnarumma, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and doing it with such ease. Now, Maignan should be pushing to be French number 1 ahead of Lloris. Lloris is the captain, so it's a bit hard to move him out of his place there. But he's definitely in contention at the moment and has been superb for AC Milan at the start of the season. As it stands now, it is Romanian goalkeeper Tatarusanu, if I'm saying that correctly, who has played the last 2 matches and is starting here tonight. So, as usual, don't hesitate to get involved, comments, like, subscribe, etc, etc. We are sponsored by Manscaped tonight, so don't hesitate to use the code Let's Talk Sport, all in capitals, to get 20% off any Manscaped product. Don't hesitate to use it, because it's worth it. So, really just about to get underway. I think they're delayed by 3 minutes. We've got time. So, purely managing Milan and Juric in charge of Torino here tonight. And if we're going to talk about more injuries that are costing Milan, maybe Diaz, who is struggling, could be a big miss as well. And I'm just looking at Torino's bench, and they've got a decent bench. There's Prayer, who came from Leicester last season, Berisha, who was a well-taught-out goalkeeper at one point at Lazio and at Atalanta, Ricardo Rodriguez, Sanabria, who's currently a top scorer, and Zaza. So they've got strength and depth, which is underway. Milan playing in a very, very abnormal colour, to say the least. Playing at home in almost all in black. Quite weird. And instantly Torino trying to get into their faces, but dealt with easily by Leao. And I guess that's what the 2-1 attacking option is for, to press Milan at the centre-back positions. So just long balls coming up over, and already Aina getting into the game here, trying to make Calabria uneasy. There's already 2 or 3 different headers that he's had to deal with within the first minute of the game. It's been Milinkovic-Savic, the goalkeeper, on the ball here. Booted over into Signer on out wide. And Kalulu struggled to deal with it. Tonali looks like he might have forced the foul. He has. Out wide. And this could be a dangerous free kick here for Torino. Yeah, Kalulu just goes into Singo, and then Tonali takes down. I can't see which player that is. Linetti. There we go. Did you watch the Liverpool game? Mr. Davis will be hiding of shame, and Mighty United, they play that way when... Yeah, so United was a bit disastrous. I think it was a bit unacceptable, the fact that there was no real system, and what was he trying to do? Mainly my question, because there's no organisation in defence, there's nothing really. Which this cross coming in, well defended by Milan. But there's no real organisation from Man United, was there? I don't really know what the goal was. I think at least when Ollie played 3 at the back against Liverpool, it did work to some extent. I think that's what he needed, because Maguire just doesn't look easy next to Lindelof. Their play is a bit uncomplimentary. Maguire constantly trying to come for the ball as well as Lindelof, and it's just, you've got Liverpool players who want to roam into that space behind, and it's just too easy. And no real imposing character, which I don't know what's happened to Maguire, but he's lost a lot of authority almost in that back line. I thought it was worrying. I thought it was very worrying for United. One of the worst performances I've seen from United. Liverpool didn't need to be that good, but they were. I think Liverpool can be a lot better than that as well, which is also quite scary. Ollie's on thin ice now, and I think it's only a matter of time. Did Torino not have a good player who plays for Atalanta United? He's from Venezuela. Good question. I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure. When you're saying a Venezuelan player, do you mean a player who plays there now who's from Venezuela? Because if so, they've got Rincon on the bench, who's Venezuelan. Except for that, I can't answer you, Greg. Just a throw now. Easily given away by Giroud there. Trying to lay it off his right foot. And they're just working up this. They're managing to drag out the centre midfielders out wide, which is quite useful. Making space to be exploited. But Tonali does well to recover the ball and then hops past one of the players and gets himself into some space. And like I said, I think Tonali's the player right now who is undroppable for AC Milan. When Pobega's on the ball, can he shoot? No. Tomori blocks the shot. And Salamex is going to try and wriggle out of this. He's drawn the foul. So, Milan are on the first yellow card of the game already. And Buongiorno has taken it, which is an obvious one. He grabs onto Salamakers, and I don't think you can have many complaints about that. Yeah, he gets his arm around him. So, AC Milan are sponsored by Puma, and they look like they're using their third kit there, the typical one where there's no badge, and there's just the writing of the club name on it. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's not the best design Puma have ever made. And Kalulu under severe pressure here. So is Kessia. He's barged off the ball by Pogba. Sorry. I'm saying Pogba like it's second nature. And already Pogba has caused many problems for this Milan team. Torino are really pressing high here. They're not giving AC Milan any chance to breathe, which it is one is surprising given they just played on Saturday and barely have a changed team. And Pogba is again just picking up on the pieces there. Singo just beating Kulu to the header, but Tonali's there to pick up the rebound. United should have been down to 10 men. Cristiano Ronaldo should have been sent off after kicking the ball at Curtis Jones. Pogba deserves to be sent off. No, the Venezuelan player left Torino. He was a striker. Ronaldo should have been sent off. I will say the same. I don't know how he wasn't. Maybe because it's Ronaldo. And no, I'm not aware of the Venezuelan player. No, I'm not aware, unfortunately. So instantly, this match is quite intense. Torino managing to get the ball out wide, which is creating problems for Tonali and for Kessia. Kessia's not doing much of the covering. Tonali is. Then this also, again, leaves three strikers up top, or one striker with two number 10s, which is their formation, with a lot more room to roam about in. Already, Torino look like they're causing AC Milan problems. As it stands, a draw puts AC Milan top. But this tactic could work for Torino. And now the cross comes in, no one in the centre. See, that's a really good chance. Lukic manages to get out wide on the throw-in, puts in a cross, but no one's really there to get on the end of it. Now, Giroud is down, which is worrying, given that Giroud has had some injury problems this season so far. 3 goals in the 5 games he's played. And Zlatan's just looking on from the bench. And Zlatan, who did end up scoring an own goal at the weekend, which was Bologna's opener. He did make up and score in the 90th minute, so about even. And it looks like Drew's going to continue. And every time Milinkovic-Savic and Torino goal is just clearing it long to Singo, and this time it's just gone out of play. It's not going to work every time. And they're very quick to get onto Giroud as a pivot here. Singo looks like he could break away at Kalulu. He skips past him. Can he just get it there? He's on the byline now. Foul's been given. Good move by Singo, and Kalulu is already having so much difficulties with Singo down that right hand side. Not sure what's going on here. Romagnoli's talking with the referee, and there's a card in the referee's hand. Not sure what's going on. Romagnoli's already got a yellow card now, so second yellow card of the game. 10 minutes haven't even been played yet. Okay, so for that attempt on Belotti where advantage was played, a fair yellow card, or maybe a bit harsh. I'm torn. So the foul on Kalulu was Singo basically pulling him down. Correct decision in the end. The ball goes long to Leao, and it's back in Torino's defence. And Kalulu got it off to Singo. Looks like this time Leao's fouled the Torino player. It's getting quite not nasty, quite messy already, this game. Legs flying into many different tackles, just a bit malicious. But it is a free kick to Torino, and it's going to be Milinkovic-Savic to take it. And it's long, but Kessie deals with it. Instantly they lose it, Torino, so Milan don't seem capable of keeping the ball that long either. There's a free kick here to AC Milan. And he's got his arms all over him. It's Bremer who's grabbing over Salamakers by the looks of it. And Drew just tries laying off to Salamakers there, but Torino players are swarmed all around him. High pressure. Joseph Martinez is a player who played for Torino 2014 season till 2017, and he went on loan to Atalanta United, then signed permanently. He's been there for 4 seasons. Okay, I was not aware of Joseph Martinez. Krunic has just drawn a really cheap foul there. I'm not sure that was a foul. But Leao gets out to Krunic. The cross is blocked for a corner. Already in this game there's been 4 fouls if I'm not wrong. Torino must be surely dominating possession in these first 12 minutes. Can't imagine AC Milan really had a hold of the ball. But it's calling out to AC Milan. And it looks like it's Tonali to whip it in. And Salamakers gets it. Giroud scored already. Already a goal from AC Milan. And it's pretty poor from Torino. Gotta be honest. They should be dealing with that corner better. I think it's Salamakers who gets up for the header. On to Drew, who's at the back post, and it's an easy tap in. So the ball comes in, it's Salamakers there, and no one's following him. Okay, it's Krunic, but it's not Saelemaekers, it's Krunic who gets it for the header. But then Drew just wanders back near the back post, unmarked. I mean, Lukic tries getting in a last-ditch challenge, but it seems like it's Singo who's originally marking him. And the header falls to Drew's feet, who puts it in easily now. Now that's four goals in the 6 games he's played. Or the 6th game here. And he's having quite the impact at Milan. Obviously one who's not scared of the curse of the number 9 shirt. So as it stands, AC Milan 1, Torino 0. And even if AC Milan draw, they go top of the table. But this puts them in safe hands to go there and force Napoli to get a result against Bologna in 2 days' time. But Napoli who have probably a nice little period where they have Bologna, Salernitana, I'm getting that right. Then Ledger in the Europa League. Then they play Verona before the match against Inter. Then Lazio, Sassuolo and Atalanta. So a few games they should be expecting to win. Then all in a row, Inter, Lazio, Sassuolo, Atalanta. It's quite intense after that, the end of the year. But then the big match, the 19th of December, which is AC Milan versus Napoli. Now that will be the one to keep your eyes on. And Torino look to break here. It's Belotti out wide. Just lays it off to Singo. Whereas AC Milan, on the other hand, right now have the hard fixtures. They have AS Roma, they have Porto coming up in the Champions League where they need to get points because they're currently sitting with 0 points. It stands in the Champions League. Then Inter Milan and this season's dark horse is Fiorentina. So AC Milan have tough fixtures coming up and will want to get these 3 points, definitely. Okay, so asking how good my knowledge in Scotland is, Seb. My Scottish football knowledge is pretty bad, I've got to admit, Greg. I'd like to say that I know more, but I don't. Now, I think you're going to mention Walter Smith, which you have. Walter Smith was the Scotland manager and also manager of Rangers, sadly passed away of a long time illness. I heard about that day and best wishes to the family. Condolences. I do know of Walter Smith. I can't say much more and I wouldn't like to blabber on about something that I'm not too aware of. I'm sure great manager and a great person, so will be sadly missed and may rest in peace. So just now Torino really passing the ball quite neatly, but then just a long ball over is dealt with by Kalulu. It seems like it's the solution for Torino to actually get forward, it's just to boot it long. They can build up play, passing it back for instance, but then when they actually need to get it forward and be penetrative, they are relying on getting it long, and hopefully Kalulu will mess up in his defensive duties and as well as Calabria, because that is where they are putting it long. But it's a free kick now for Torino. Quite far out, but they could create some danger. It was Bracalo to whip it in. Pobega couldn't really get on the end of that properly. Yeah, and looking back on that goal, it was a poor one to concede. I think Walter was the manager of Everton, if I'm correct. Yes, he was, if memory serves me right. He was the manager of Everton. I couldn't say much more about it. Oh, and Bremer seems to have lost that to Drew here. No, it just goes out for a throw-in. Drew battling well with Bremer there, trying to show some sort of authority. think that's what they need. Giroud to really show that he is in this game. They need everyone pressing from the front to really put that back line of Bremer, Buongiorno and Gigi under pressure. I'm trying to say his name right because Gigi is a really difficult one to pronounce. Coffee Gigi. Formerly of Nantes. It's getting quite heated quite quickly in this match, so wondered to see if anyone were to be a betting man, I'd put a bet on that there will be a red card in this game. So refereeing might come under quite some scrutiny tonight. Aureliano is in charge of this one. A lot of talk in Italy recently about how the standards of refereeing has gone down quite drastically. If you see that, for instance, this weekend there's Gasparini, Mourinho and Inzaghi all getting red cards. It's been a hot topic in Italy at the moment. So see how he deals with this tonight. Already after 10 minutes, 2 yellow cards were brandished, so this could end quite ugly. That's Singo now, who pretty much embarrasses Giroud there. And Buongiorno, who's got space to do whatever he wants here. It's Lukic now, just roaming through that midfield. He's on the byline near the left-hand side. Couldn't get across him though. Yeah, you see, this tactic has made AC Milan very open in the midfield where they can just run through Torino. But then when they do get to that area near just in front of the defence, it's not that easy to break down. You can say what you want about AC Milan. They are a very solid defensive unit this season. It looks like Singer might get a shot here. But he's quickly closed down. He's still in the box. AC Milan look to break. Leao does really well here. Just gets that crucial touch to take 3 defenders out of the game. And the cross from Salimakers is really poor. Drew was never getting to that, even if it was deflected. Now Torino just on the ball in their own half. Just slowly roaming into AC Milan's half. Oh, and Tonali's done really well to cover ground here. So just before that, it was Brecalo who just roamed into AC Milan's half, nearly got in front of AC Milan's back line, but Tonali does well just snip in and get his foot in. I thought Frank Freebury retired, but he plays for a team called Salernitana. I really am pronouncing that wrong and I've become dyslexic with that word. Salernitana. That sounds right. He does. He just played before in their 2-1 victory just earlier tonight against Venezia. So yeah, and also in that Venezia match, Ethan Ampadu getting a red card. And Belotti out wide here looking to break. Tonali again creating problems, and it's Romagnoli who manages to get the last foot in. Another yellow card. 23 minutes played. We've already got another yellow card in this game. This time I think it's for Singo. Yep. Exactly. Wilfred Singo. 20 years old. One from the Torino Academy. And it's a rash tackle. Just really rash. And he's been pushing it all night long, just sticking his foot in constantly. The long ball goes into Giroud. Nothing comes of it. And they look to break now. Leao's got space on the right wing here. Can he find the right cross? He's got support in the middle, but no one's making the right movement. Milan here are claiming a penalty. I'm guessing for a handball. But Milan now have possession back in their own half. And Kalulu now. Kalulu also one who's quite young at the age of 21. Only a few months difference between him and the man he's marked tonight, Singo. The long ball goes in there for Leao, but he's crunched by two players, and I think AC Milan are going to get a free kick here in the centre side. So just replaying that penalty shot they had looks like nothing to me. Nothing at all. It's really look like they could break here. Can Kessie get back in time? It does, just to make it awkward. Singer puts the cross in. Well defended. Well defended. But it's Aina now trying to get a cross in. Calabria's not letting him turn. Beggar trying to find some space. Aina back out wide. Can he see the through ball for Brecalo? He can. But he's instantly tight with him. Beggar getting to Brecalo. Back out to Lukic. A nice through ball there for Belotti. Can he get a shot away? Gets it back out wide to Aina. And the cross comes in. Kalulu managed just to get it away. But Lukic just found a way to get it back outside of AC Milan's box. And they're playing their way into AC Milan's box slowly here. Kalulu looked to have handled that there. Terrible take. Referee's given nothing. Kalulu just asleep there. Singer jumps in on the ball ahead of him while Kalulu was waiting for that ball to come to him. And Lukic now. Belotti out wide. Just can't find the cross properly. Stanley here. Hi Seb. Hey there Joe, how you doing? And Torino Milan are staying really well organised here. Their defensive structure's great considering that you've got the likes of Pogba and Lukic. Free roaming in midfield with Brecalo, Linetti getting into those spaces in between. Making it awkward, but Milan are holding their shape reasonably well. Looks like the Torino attack is finally dissolved, going out for a throw-in now. Just showing that cross again that Belotti was so close to getting on the end of. Awkward one to take it. Waist height, trying to get to one of his back heels in the air. Oh, Kessia's done really well here to bring Milan upfield. Almost faints while does a dummy while falling and catches Torino out. And Leao's got time here. Can he find the right pass? He shoots. Very, very standard save from Milinkovic-Savic. Milinkovic-Savic again just boots it upfield. Kalulu can deal with that. But it's offside. And it's the right call. Belotti was very much offside. Interfered, was right in front of Kalulu when he made the header. Clear interference in play. Now to Nali. Fine cellar makers. They don't seem to know how to break down Torino here. Kessia forward to... Oh, leaves it for Leao. And Bremer just manages to intercept that right on the edge of the box. Joe Stanley saying, sad news about Walter Smith, was a quality manager, 21 major honours at Rangers and managed Everton and the Scottish national team, notably beating France. And Kalulu here, can he find a way out? He looks disastrous every time he's got the ball. And the ball forward there from Milan, but every long ball that Milan have put forward, Torino have dealt with. Drew might be quite good in the air and quite a nice pivot to have, but against this Torino side who can be quite physical in defence with the likes of Bremer, Bongiorno and Gigi, it's not going to be easy putting long balls into Drew. And that's Tonali giving the ball away cheaply, but Torino aren't capable of keeping it. It's Kalulu here on the left, just stepping into Torino's half. To Leao, to Kalulu, and to Krunic. And Milan have lost it. This is the thing, that Milan can't seem to string more than 5 or 6 passes together without losing the ball, which is really unfortunate. And now he's got time in his own half here. He's trying to run. Oh, and he loses the ball cheaply. That was a really bad turnover. Just pushed the ball ahead of him, trying to get some speed built up, but mistimes it. And here's Tata Rasuno now. To Romagnoli. Kalulu. Don't seem to be many options with Belotti and Singer both pressing quite high up the pitch. And the long ball again, recovered by Bremen. No problem. Oh, sorry, recovered by Gigi. Torino tried playing it forward, but no real luck there. As mentioned before, trying to play the head when AC Milan have throw-ins, the physicality of Torino is shown and they can't really do much. Calabria putting it long forward, and Torino again first onto the ball. Milan currently have the lead, but AC Milan are making this game easy for Torino to defend. Now it's Gigi with the ball to Lukic, out to wide Singo. And Belotti trying to get Singo in. Can he? Kalulu is just a bit late here. I think Singer goes down with very minimal contact, but it is a foul nonetheless. Just out wide of the 16-yard box, and Kalulu has got a yellow card. Now this is an interesting battle between Kalulu and Singo. Those two have been at it for the past 33 minutes, well, 33 minutes of the game that have been played so far. They're really not giving up easily. And you see, I couldn't see that on the camera angle initially, but he does tug on Singo's shirt, which makes it a completely legitimate yellow card. And this free kick out wide could be quite a dangerous one. Bracolo will be looking to get maybe the heads of Pobiger or Bremer in that 16-yard box. And Tatarasuna gets to the ball, punches it out, Milan back in possession. Although being very awkward possession, Romagnoli clears it. And Leao manages to just about get the header in, surprisingly enough. And he's released Calabria here. The ball is still bouncing and rattling, and he goes for the shot. No, way over. It was a very ambitious attempt there from Leao. And Leao currently playing really well, so, I mean, a player in confidence, why not try it? Now currently being joint top goal scorer for his side, along with the likes of, Olivier Giroud. And it's a bit scrappy in the midfield here. Tonali's trying to get out. He's got 3 players around him. Find it really difficult. Looks like Giroud's drawn the foul from Lukic here. He's drawn it from Bremer, but played it intelligently from Giroud. So as the poll stands, it says that 96% of you think that Milan will win and 4% think Torino, so I think we have quite the majority there. Not the majority, we're so close to unanimous. And Kalulu just barging into Singer there, getting in the way. That could easily been a second yellow there. Already the first half we've got 4 yellow cards. It's a scrappy affair. Aina on the ball now. Not got many options in midfield. Brings it back to Pobiger. Lukic on the ball. Just going into AC Milan's half now. And Brecalo managing to find Singo. AC Milan stay tight. And they've won a free throw-in from this. I think if I were Pioli, I think changing Kalulu at half-time is almost essential. But who do you bring in? I mean, do you take the risk on Teo Hernandez when he's just coming back from injury? Especially the Roma game coming up, I'm not too sure. Maybe you take the risk and hope that Torino don't capitalise too much, or that there's enough of a margin in the game. The ball is just bouncing near the centre circle in Milan's half, and no real team looks like getting it under control anytime soon. So Brecalo now on the ball. Goes out to Linity. And Singo finds himself out wide. Brecalo trying to get the better of Tomori here. Only gets a throw in. Well defended by Tomori. Very well defended. Shows a bit of physicality, then stays up. Brecalo again on the ball. Now it's Singo. AC Milan really tight. If Torino want to do anything, they need to change the wings. Change it onto the other wing. And now AC Milan are in possession with Leao. Tonali. Can he pick out a pass here? He's just going to play it back to Romagnoli. And to Tomori. And Kessia. To Calabria. That's to Giroud. To Courage. Giroud again, dropping deep. Gets it wide to Kalulu, who's under pressure from Singo instantly. To Mori. Upfield, trying to get it into Leao. But Gigi manages to deal with him. And Singo dances around Kalulu. And Leao looks like he could be running an on goal. There's a foul that's been called back here, which looks like a genuine foul. It's Pogba who draws that one. So Leao is very physical there. Atlenetti. And a free kick in a decent position here. Tonali can find the right cross. In swinging onto the goalkeeper. Milan could find himself 2-0 up just before the half-time break. Kick from Tonali. Good swinging in. Bremer deals with it. And Saelemaekers tries taking it on the volley. Doesn't catch it right. And Torino, obviously with their aerial presence, it's always going to be difficult trying to get a genuine chance from that sort of position. And Giroud in a battle again with Bremer trying to win the ball. It's bouncing. Tonali is quick to pounce on one of the loose balls. Leao falls over the ball. Foul's given nonetheless. I think Lukic could feel hard done by that one. And it looks like Leao trips over the ball more than Lukic. And quick from Milan, but a great tackle from Bremer, and Aina's away. Back to Bremer. Releases Singo, who's got miles to run into. The cross is blocked by Kalulu. And Milan are back on the ball. And it seems like there's an injury. Can't see exactly who that is. Looks like it's Linity, yeah, it's Linity. It just seems to fall in the middle of play, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. So the ex-Sampdoria player, Karol Linity, Poland international. And Giroud out wide here, taking it up against Bremer. The ball looked like to have gone out of play. And well played by Bremer. Out-muscling Giroud. Tackles the ball and he manages to win a goal kick from it. And Giroud already with that goal that decided Milan versus this game has brought his tally up to exactly the same amount as last season with the 4 goals he got for Chelsea in 17 games. And Milan playing very close to their own goal. Long ball again, unsuccessful. Pogba has got ahead of Kessia there. pouncing on the loose ball there. Milan still in possession. Saelemaekers, no real options ahead of him. Decides to go out to Kalulu, out on the left. Goes to Saelemaekers again. Looks to have been pulled back there by Buongiorno, who is on the yellow, so has to be careful about these sort of challenges with his arms. And Juric is absolutely infuriated by that decision, which I don't really understand. I think it was a legitimate foul. He used his arms. So can Tonali really get a decent cross in here? Seems to just go wide of the post for a goal kick. Really decent effort there from Krunic. And he seems to be the main threat on these set pieces, Krunic. And there's no added time at half time, so that's how it stands, 1-0 at half time. Milan versus Torino. We'll just have a look at how things stand at half time. So, as you can tell, there's been a fair amount of yellow cards, 4 of them in total. Here the ratings say that Giroud, Krunic and Romagnoli have been the standout players, which, okay, I didn't think Giroud was great near the beginning, but near the end of the second half, first half, was a bit more influential. The likes of Belotti, yes, he's had very difficult first half. He's been roaming into positions where he's been unsuccessful getting the ball, getting a hold of the play. The only real threat I saw from Torino was Wilfried Singo, who was just causing Kalulu problems throughout the whole half. Lukic, Popaga were quite influential in that midfield role. Bremer, I thought, was quite solid at the back. I didn't think Drew got a sniff, except for when that goal came in, which was just bad marking. If we're just going to go through the stats a bit more. Possession, 53% to Torino, which, okay, I knew they had more percent possession, but I thought it might be a bit more than that. Total shots, 8 from Milan, which does surprise me. 3 for Torino. On target, 2. If I'm right, there's that one from Leao that goes right into Milinkovic-Savic's arms, and the one from Giroud. I can't remember at all Tatarasuna having to make a save, so yeah, 0 shots on target. 2 blocked each. And you can tell that fouls, 8 to 11, it's been a really nasty game so far, and I would be surprised if there weren't a red card in this. Big chances, 1 to AC Milan, none to Torino. Shots inside the box, 4 to 2. Outside, 4 to 1, etc. and so forth. You can tell that Milan have more clear-cut chances, whereas Torino just dominating possession. Torino are not exactly getting into positions to shoot. There was that cross that came in that Belotti tries backheeling it between his legs. That scissor kind of movement. Unsuccessful. It was a really awkward one to do. But apart from that, I can't think of any moments where Torino have genuinely caused any sort of threat. If you look just here, it says 3 out of the 6 crosses successful for Milan, 1 out of the 7 for Torino. If they're going to be looking to play out wide like that, then they need to have successful crosses. But if they're trying to play through the middle, they need to find ways to actually penetrate through the AC Milan defence. So possession lost 79 to 78, which is quite close. Jules won 41 to 38, which I'm surprised that AC Milan have won more than Torino. Obviously, the aerial duels, Torino are dominant. And that's pretty much it for the moment. I wonder what everyone else thinks of this first half. Do we still think AC Milan are going to win this? AC Milan deemed to stay top until Thursday when Napoli play against Bologna. We'll see. But as got a comment from Greg. Are there any other streams this week, Seb? The plan. There aren't any football streams, if that's what you mean. I'll have to check the timetable. I'm not sure. I think there definitely are. Jamie's on the ball for this, so don't think we can complain about that. But yeah, we'll definitely have some of. For the moment, the plan is there's a plan, there's a timetable, but we're just not sure who's doing what. So we'll try and allocate the different streams this week, Greg, and we'll be on. No problems. Just gonna have another quick word from our sponsor, Manscaped. Don't go anywhere.
Hello there, and let's talk sports. Joe Stan, I'm here to talk to you about Manscaped. Manscaped, Let's Talk Sport. That's the company for all your manscaping needs. Manscaped is a revolutionary company for manscaping your body, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Lawnmower 4.0. Now, it comes in this sleek Manscaped box, lovely design, and the Lawnmower 4.0 is the razor for all your manscaping needs. For if you need to glide across the surface and trim the football pitches of the world, you've got the Lawnmower 4.0 razor with the sleek 400k LED. The light, look at that, perfect for trimming. It's a nice smooth, from my own personal experience, it's a nice smooth product, nice smooth and close, clean shave. With that, you also get the wireless charging stand, where it clips in brilliantly. Comfortable. You've also got the crop reviver or ball toner in this package that I've been sent by Manscaped today. So it's refreshing, and if you got smelly balls, which isn't particularly great, you've got the crop preserver ball deodorant, which is a nice little cream that you can put on to slick in your balls and you can smell nice. Inside the packet you also get a pair of Manscaped boxes. Lovely, nice waistband, nice smooth silky finish there, just what you want to see. And you also get what they call the shed, this nice leather wash bag as part of the kit as well. Absolutely fantastic. And don't be fooled by the name, ladies. Manscaped is not just for men, it's for women also. So if you want to, trim your green and make the ball slide nicely towards the hole, you can do that as well. With Manscaped, don't forget, Christmas is on the way, so the wide array of products will look good with Santa's sack. And if you use our code, Let's Talk Sport 20, which is at the bottom of the screen below, you can get 20% off at manscaped.com. I've been Joe Stanley for Let's Talk Sport and Manscaped.
So we should be getting back to the match anytime soon now. As it stands, 1-0 to AC Milan. The difference being that goal from Olivier Giroud. There's action elsewhere tonight in England, for instance. The EFL Cup got Arsenal playing against Leeds, half-time 0-0 as it stands. Chelsea versus Southampton 1-0, and it's Kai Havertz who's scored the goal there to make the difference. And in the other EFL game tonight, QPR versus Sunderland, it's 0-0. Not only is there EFL Cup, but there's also a Liga action. Alves winning 1-0 earlier on, 1-0 against Elche, and Dia scoring the goal there. Espanyol beating Athletic Bilbao with De Thomas scoring the penalty. Athletic Bilbao, who are currently set 8th in the table, can't capitalise to get into that top 5 or 4 even. And in the other game in La Liga, Cadiz are winning 1-0 at Villarreal after 18 minutes. Lozano getting the goal there, Honduras international. So, yeah, so there's football going on elsewhere tonight, not only in Serie A. Let me just go over the Serie A results again for you. Spezia 1, Genoa 1. Sirigu scored the own goal there, and Crescito scored that goal later on with a penalty in the 86th minute to equalise. Venezia 1, Salernitana. Sorry, I'm going to try this again. Salernitana. There we go. 2-1 to Salernitana. Aramu opened the scoring in the first half, but then a comeback, one from Bonazzoli, red card to Ampadu, and then Schiavone scoring the goal late on to give I apologise, Salernitana, yeah, that's it, their second win of the season, and giving them a better chance at avoiding relegation. So those are the big results from this week's, or this evening so far. What do we still think? We still think AC Milan will win this game. Got 93% thinking that AC Milan win, 3% draw, 3% Torino. Get involved in the chat. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Do that. And don't forget to use the key code Let's Talk Sport to get 20% off any order from Manscaped now. So, there. And we'll just see if there's any changes to be made. There's no sign of the players back out on the pitch yet, so patience is needed. So they're coming out onto the pitch now. It looks like Theo Hernandez is coming on, so like what I said, Kalulu is pushing his luck a bit, and it looks like Ricardo Rodriguez also making his way onto the pitch, and Kier, so a few changes here, and obviously to avoid the red cards that seem almost inevitable. So Kier comes on for Ramagnoli, which I think was, for me, quite shocking. I didn't think Ramagnoli would come off, but okay. Maybe having the game against Roma this weekend in mind. You can see Rodriguez is coming on as well. Kalu's obviously coming off for Teo Hernandez. And who's Rodriguez coming off for? Be kind of nice to know. So it's Buongiorno who's coming off, which again makes sense on a yellow card. And we're just about to get underway now. So instantly back to Milinkovic-Savic with Giroud putting quite some pressure on him. Torino putting the ball long. And Kier managed to just benefit from Belotti not managing to get the ball out of his feet properly. And are we expecting this game to go any differently the second half? I mean, I still think there could be a red card in this game. Giroud trying to get the better of Bremer. Looks like he might have been pulled back, but if it were to be given, it's a soft tackle. And Ricardo Rodriguez out to the right hand side. And Torino just keeping the ball here. And Calabria instantly under pressure from Aina there, rushing out to him. Bremer just gets ahead of Giroud with a nice stick out the foot. Tonali's got the ball back though. Aliao's got the space on the left to run into. Took forward to Salamakers. Now it's Hernandez. Not sure putting Hernandez in such a physical game would have been the best way to recover from his injury, but I'm guessing Pioli has full faith in him. Aina now, he's got Rodriguez lapping over. Puts it out to Rodriguez. Back to Brecalo. Brecalo gets to Aina. Lays it off to Brecalo. It's Calabria running at him. It's a corner for Torino. And it's going to be Ricardo Rodriguez taking this corner. I'm guessing that Rodriguez was a logical substitution to bring on for someone who's quite precise with set pieces and also... Oh! Pogba just gets it over the bar. He found himself in too much space. No marking. Should have done better with the header. Should at least be getting that on target. And Aina now. Kessie running down Brecalo. Just running into the middle of the park there. Vega. To Lukic. And to Singo. He's got Nenetti there. And they're finding a way. They're just, I think they're simple. Use the left hand side a lot more for Torino. In the first half, basically everything went down Singo's side, the right hand side. Now there's a lot more going down the left. with Teo Hernandez on the pitch, it's not an exploitable part of Milan's defence. A long ball forward again, and Milan failed to win that one. I'm not sure what the goal is here to keep putting it long like that. And Linetti, Ricardo Rodriguez. He's got Aina. Can Aina find anyone? He's got Calabria stuck to him. Lukic does well. Gets it out wide to Singo. Singo loses it to Teo Hernandez, who looks to have... No, not drawn the foul. Shocked by that one. Singo to Linetti. Tamori's just making sure he can't turn. And it looks like it might be a foul. Very nasty game as it stands. And Linetti tries to get it through to Belotti, but Belotti gets into an odd position out wide and instead of getting into the box. And now Brecalo. Belotti, oof. That would have been a great turn if he could get on the end of it. It's a good attempt. Teo Hernandez now on the ball. And Milan need to just regain a bit of their composure. Yeah. Hernandez nearly loses it to Belotti in the box. Rodriguez to Brecalo. Manages to skip past Kessie. Out wide to Singo. Hernandez is there to close him down. Singo's dancing away. Brecalo just about gets on the loose ball instead of Leao. And now Rodriguez. And Torino playing really well, but just unable to create a proper chance for themselves. Dominating possession in the second half, but they've not really created clear-cut chances. So, and Belotti, can he get it? No, tame. He just scuffs at that. He really just scuffs at that. I think Kier might have had it covered if he were to really belt that shot. But he knew, and the result was quite tame. And Bremer gets it off Giroud as the ball is bouncing in front of him. And more substitutions are going to take place here for Torino. So Linetti and Belotti both come off for Sanabria and Prayat, which, yeah, it seems to be the right choices. Belotti doesn't seem 100% fit. I'm sure he's not happy about coming off Belotti, but there's the right one. And Linetti's been in and out of the game so far. Looked to have injured himself in the first half, but apart from now, has struggled. And Rodriguez with Calabria on his back. Giroud conceding the foul to Lukic here. Played quickly into Brekalo. Crossfield to Singo. Hernandez does well to combatively get the ball out of play. Milinkovic-Savic gets upfield again. Long. Calabria manages to get it. No real pressure. And Torino players are not giving AC Milan a second to breathe in their own half. And Salamakers tries getting the best of Rodriguez, but a great tackle from Rodriguez. And Singer just about keeps it in. Milinkovic-Savic goes long again. And Kessia does well to just get ahead of Pogba. That's a yellow card for Pogba. And yeah, it's a foul from him on Kessia. And Torino very much dominating the second half. As I look, it's 82% possession to Torino in the second half, which is immense. Kerr takes the free kick across to Teo Hernandez. And Krunic tries releasing Teo Hernandez. He's got a great chance here to put in a good cross. Poor in the end. Bremer's just in front of Giroud. Easy clearance. And Milan struggle on these second balls, that rebounding. And I think Tonali could take a yellow card there as well. Rodriguez to Ina. Gets to Brekalo. To Lukic. They're playing really well, and even Leao's tracking back now, so you can tell how much pressure they're putting onto Milan. Now, I think Milan are definitely title contenders, but when playing like this, you can tell they're struggling. And Torino haven't had a shot on target as I can recall so far. Is it that in other matches they struggle like this as well, and they've had someone like Mike Maignan behind who's so good in goal that it doesn't really matter how many shots you concede? I think it's worth noting. Great interception from Krunic just inside his own box there. Does the Torino keeper have the same name as the one who plays for Lazio? He does. Milinkovic-Savic. And by what I've understood, it's written exactly the same. So 24-year-old who is younger than the other Milinkovic-Savic. I wonder if they're brothers. I don't think they are. I think it might be a common name in Serbia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Milinkovic-Savic. Okay, so they are brothers. They are brothers. So yeah. That's actually quite interesting. You usually see brothers playing together, but well, they don't play together, but at national level certainly. But you usually don't see one of them as a goalkeeper and the rest is not a goalkeeper. Just if you look at the Donnarummas, for instance, both Donnarummas, who were at AC Milan even, were both goalkeepers. The two Bender brothers were both midfielders. The Nevilles were both fullbacks or right backs, should we say? So no, I find it quite hilarious. Usually the father is a different position to the son. If you look at the Haalands, if you look at the... Oh, there's another example I had. The Thuram's, Zidane's even. But I find it weird that one decided to be a goalkeeper and one decided to be a midfielder. Quite intriguing. You can tell who played in goal in the garden, right? It looks like Ibrahimovic is warming up as we speak. Throwing again from AC Milan, given directly to Torino. They're not careful here. They could easily give up a goal. Long ball from Tomori. Torino pounce on it again. And Snabria wriggling his way through, managing to get out to Singo. And Prayer trying to get the shot in. No, it's out for a corner. So corner for Torino. Might be their first one of the game. No, it'll be their second. And it looks like Benacer is also starting to warm up. Milan go long again. There's no one. Oh, Leao does get onto the end of it, so shame on me there. But Bremer deals with the ball relatively well. Singo back on it again. And Rodriguez is put under pressure from side makers there. Does well, this former Swiss captain. Swiss captain? Don't think he was Swiss captain now. I might be wrong now. Cassio on the ball. And Milan just trying to calm down the tempo of the game right now. They need to just get on the ball rather than anything else. Salamakers. No real options except Kessier in the middle here. And can Brecalo get the right ball in? Leao tracks back to make sure Singer can't get a shot away. Good defending from Leao. And can he break away here? Nearly puts Tonali in awkward situation there with a pass that was too light. Yeah, it just draws the foul from Prayer. Close one though. Close. So it's Tonali who's coming off for Bakayoko. Which I think is, well, I get that Tonali might be tired and needs to be saved for the match against Napoli. I'm never convinced Bakayoko's a solution. So it looks like Benasser's coming on as well, but for Krunic this time. Which makes me wonder what kind of system he's going to be playing. If he's going to be playing 3 in midfield, or if Benasser's going to be playing a bit more of an advanced role. Aina just skips past Kessia and Benasser with ease, but Kessia makes a great recovery there. Benasser gets it over to Giroud. What an interception from Bremer. Benasser. And the camera's still just panned on Tonali while walking off the pitch. And the throw-in again, lost by Milan. Because yeah, surely fouls Brekala there. Torino played a quick free kick. So Greg was asking who Napoli's main rival was, and I'm not too sure. Napoli's down south where a lot of there aren't exactly many of the top flight football teams there. I think it says here Catanzaro was their main rival, or Bari, but then again none of those are in the top flight, so I guess there aren't that intense derbies for Napoli at the moment in Serie A. There are definitely rivalries in other senses, like for obviously we go back to a few years ago and Napoli were fighting with Juventus for the top of the table when Sarri was manager. Things like that. There's rivalries that exist, but if we're talking geographically, I'm not too sure. And as we say that, Calabria looks like he's going to break. Can Aina get back in time? Bad cross. Giroud just pulls back from the main striker, so doesn't really go into that last tackle. Not last tackle. Doesn't really go into the box properly. Corner here for AC Milan. Looks like it's going to be Teo Hernandez to take it. With Tonali no longer on the pitch, well, it's up to Hernandez. Greg's saying he looked it up and it said Roma are their rivals. Roma's rivals are Lazio. So, I'm not sure about that one. And the header from Kier just goes way wide. Way wide. Kier being one of those amongst these AC Milan players to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or and in the top 30 candidates, or nominees, shall I call them. And Kessia just gets on that goal kick far from Milinkovic-Savic. And Bakayoko looks like he was fouled by Prayat there. A free kick here from Hernandez. Giroud manages to get the ball forward despite pressure from Bremer in behind. And there Hernandez looking to surge forward. Bakayoko to Kessia. And Milan are just getting a foothold in this game. Under severe pressure at the beginning of the second half, but Torino look like they're not threatening anymore. Calabria with Aina slowly coming to pressure. Kessia still on the ball, riding attackers. Gets it to Benacer. Salamakers has got tons of space outside the box. Chooses Teo Hernandez. Can he get the cross in? Nearly. And Giroud just takes it out the path from Benacer in mid-air. Benacer looked ready to take down his left foot. And Torino really on the back foot now. AC Milan getting a bit closer every time they go forward. And trying to claim a handball, which I think would be nearly impossible for them to have. So it looks like Zaza's the one warming up now for Torino. Maybe makes sense, their attacking impetus looks really weak. They're keeping the ball well, they're moving it well, but there's no real striker there to help create chances. And Bakayoko sneakily manages to backheel it past Prayat. It's Courage. No, Sarmakers, sorry. Ambitious shot, goes way up, over. Yeah, not a great shot from Salamakers. And Kessie becoming just that bit more combative in the midfield, winning a few more headers. Ball bouncing around in the midfield. None of them can seem to get it down. And it seems like Torino are going to make their last change now. And it looks like Singo's coming off, who's been a lot more ineffective in the second half. And it's Vojvoda who's coming on. In the 75th minute. And that will be, I think, their last substitute. No, still one left for each team. And Milan just keeping the ball in their own half here. Leao. Leao still on the ball. Luckily finds Giroud because it was a poor pass to either Salamakers or Benasser. Salamakers lofted ball in. Bremer deals with it. But Aina can't get past Salamakers though. Vega. Boots it long upfield. And Pratt catches up to Mori. Is Sanabria in? Want a save there, just about, luckily for AC Milan. First shot on target if I'm right. Tata Asuna has been called into action. Not the most difficult of shots, but still has to make the save. And Tamori getting really caught out by Pratt there. Oh sorry, it seems like it's Bakayoko. And AC Milan just caught a bit cold-footed there. Could have been dear consequences there. And Drew just conceded the foul in Torino's box here. And Milinkovic-Savic is taking this. Surely going to go upfield. Yeah. And Brecalo bringing it out wide with Kier pressuring him. Bremer to Pratt. Brecalo, can he get the cross in? Kier just gets there ahead of Sanabria. And the ball was bouncing quite worryingly for the AC Milan players. The ball's long, Giroud managed to get it onto it ahead of Bremer. And in the second half, Giroud's got at least a bit better with winning those aerial duels, or at least the balls into him have been a bit more manageable. And so it's Teo Hernandez on the ball. Leao, Kessia. And they're just keeping it in a tight space outside the box here, AC Milan. Managed to make sure that Giroud just can't get there. Bremer's blocked him for the cross from Salamakers. Oh, and a cheap foul here for Salamakers to give away. On Aina. He just throws himself in when Aina's going nowhere. And it's going to be the last change from Torino. It looks like Zaza coming on. Zaza, I think we all have the same image of him. So it's Aina coming off. the same image of Zaza, which is that penalty miss in Euro 2016. And Sanabria's done well to get past Kier. Kier defends well though, he gets back. Sanabria turns Kier with a little back heel turn there. Really clever. But Kier recovers very quickly. And it's going to be a corner to Torino. And Rodriguez could be dangerous from these positions. Ball comes in. The ball is loose in the box. Tamori does well to get ahead on it. Zaza manages to lay it back off to Pratt. He's looking to get into crossing position. Defended by Giroud of all people. Pratt's looking to get back in, but great defensive work from Teo Hernandez. Managed to get it away. It looks like AC Milan have a free kick. And it's hard to think of people who have really stuck out in this, who have really stood out in this match. Ricardo Rodriguez just getting done by Leo there. Cassia to Salamakers. Salamakers out wide to Teo Hernandez. He's got Salamakers overlapping him on the left, but he's going to take the shot. Goes over. So the 80th minute approaches, and we need to be looking at who we think the man of the match is. Now, I'm not really sure who to suggest as man of the match here. Has anyone got any suggestions? I think it's easy to say Krunic and Giroud because their stats say 1 goal, 1 assist. I like Tonali. I usually do like Tonali. I'm a big fan. I always will be. I'd like to say Hernandez, but yeah, it's pushing it a bit. I thought for Torino, Brecalo has been their best player, most influential. Every time he's got on the ball, it looked like something would happen. So yeah, I think we're going to suggest those. And Milan look ever more so frustrated at this match. Even though it should really be Torino who are frustrated at this match. Their play has been much better than Milan's, but they haven't cut out any concrete chances. I think Kier's been really decent in the second half, and Tomori as well. I can't think of many chances that Torino have had on goal. There's that one where they managed to get in behind, but following a Bakayoko error. And just as I say that, a long ball to Giroud and he's put it out of play. And Benasser doing everything to try and get that ball back there. Very tenacious. But it looks like AC Milan in the second half are playing a 4-1-3-1-1 maybe? It's hard to tell. I think the wide options are being offered by Calabria and Teo Hernandez attacking wise, whereas Bakayoko looks to be sitting in front of that defence, covering in. Oh, and a chance there on the bar. And I could have involved Prayer in that list there because he's been really influential since coming on. He gets the better of Bakayoko there. His shot is deflected off Tamori onto the bar. Bakayoko, I've always mentioned, I think is a very woeful player, and he's been woeful tonight. He's got caught too easily and just been asleep there. He gets pushed in the back, and maybe it should have been a foul, but Prayer gets the shot away and nearly goes in if it weren't for Tamori's block. The corner here, nothing comes of it. But it looks like as we speak, Ibrahimovic is warming up, so we could see him coming on, maybe scoring. And Zaza's shot is way over. And it's Giroud to come off and Ibrahimovic to come on. And the guy who's made the difference in this match, that goal in the first half. And will Giroud repeat like the other day with no goal and a goal? Yeah, I was flicked from the long ball, leads to no one, but then he gets it back. And the cross here comes from Teo Hernandez. Milinkovic-Savic deals with it easily. Ibrahimovic running onto this loose ball near the corner flag. Trying to get past Rodriguez. Gets it to Kessia. To Bakayoko. And now Milan are back in their defensive end. Now Torino back on it. Oh. Rebecca just gives it back cheaply to Milan. Chest down by Ibrahimovic to Saelemaekers. Back to Saelemaekers from Ibrahimovic. And Milan are just content to keep the ball quite tamely. Calabria forward. Bremer's there. Vanessa tries getting it in front of him. Someone saying full time 2-0, 2-0. I'd be surprised. Milan aren't creating all that many chances. I mean, I could be behind in the schedule. There's nothing that says 2-0. They're not. Neither team has created real clear-cut chances in it, and I find it difficult to see that happening now in the 89th minute. It's not like Torino are extremely pushing for it, nor are Milan, so maybe, but I don't see it coming. And I'm also surprised there hasn't been a red card in this match. That is what has shocked me. Milinkovic-Savic on the ball now. Long forward. And Ricardo Rodriguez looks to have got on Benacer there late. Very late indeed. And Ricardo Rodriguez obviously being also he transferred to Torino from AC Milan back in 2020. So free kick plus 4 minutes here. So just dying 4 minutes of added time. And a foul from Brecalo on Benassa there. Milan are killing out the game as slowly as they can. Oh, sorry, Lukic. And they're completely right to. Torino have probably been the better team in this match, but scraped out this win just about from a really good finish from Giroud. Leao in the box. If he didn't fall there, never going to get a foul for that, but if he didn't fall, he had a great chance to go in on goal there. Ibrahimovic. Bakayoko to Hernandez. The cross comes in, but no one's there. Ibrahimovic is there. He falls over cheaply. He's never getting a penalty for that. Now it's Gigi on the ball. Crossfield. Sanabria tries making the most of that situation. Gets it to Pobega. Skips past Kier. Brecalo. Just about gets inside. Can't really get a shot away. Can Lukic. Now it's back to Brecalo. Pobega. The cross goes in. And dealt with by Tatarusuna. Sanu. And just showing that chance again where Ibrahimovic goes down, the really non-existent challenge. And 2 minutes in, it's still that goal from Giroud that's the difference. Oh, Bakayoko looks like really taking down Sanabria and Lukic. I keep getting them confused. And Bakayoko gets a yellow card now. And he's just late. He's just late there and he barges into Lukic. And Milinkovic-Savic is also going up for this free kick. 1 minute left of stoppage time. It's Brecalo who's going to be bringing the ball. The referee bringing the ball back, not even a metre. And Brecalo to put it in. Just tipped wide by Tataru Sanu right at the end there. Awkward to deal with. And it was Bakayoko who headed it towards goal. And Milinkovic-Savic still stays up. Looks to get his head on. Nearly gets an assist there. Sanabria nearly could have got that in. Teo Hernandez just has to let this out. 4 minutes played. Is this the end? Surely is. Sanabria just wasn't expecting that. Decent header on from Milinkovic-Savic there. And I think that's it for AC Milan. Sigh of relief. Not yet, but the whistle has not gone yet, but almost. Even with one point is enough to go top of the table. And it's over. AC Milan have won and it was a cage affair to say the least. But AC Milan go 3 points clear of Napoli at the top. And I guess Torino will feel a bit hard done. I think that was a difficult defeat to accept. There has been 100% vote for Tonali to be man of the match. Fair enough. I will go with that. I will completely agree that Tonali could be man of the match in this one. He was influential and never looked the same when Bakayoko came on. Bakayoko, I think, was just awful as well. When you've got contrast like this, I think it's easier to name Tonali man of the match. So we're just going to still have a quick look at the stats at the end of this one. And if we look now, well, 1-0 at half time and 1-0 at the end of the match. If we go on the ratings here, it says that maybe Tomori was one of the better players. I couldn't argue with that. Brekalo as well, which is completely in line with what I was saying. Giroud a bit less, along with Krunic a bit less. Okay, fair enough. Tatarusanu is a bit higher up. I don't think he had that much to do. His distribution wasn't exactly great. Yeah, I think the 7.4 maybe is a bit generous. There were one relatively easy save, one a bit harder, and one decent push past the post near the end from Bakayoko. But okay. And possession, Torino 56%, increasing from the first half. 12 shots, 2 on target, the same amount as AC Milan. Yet they didn't really make the most of their chances. It was just no real chances there for Torino. Corners, offsides, fouls, completely dominated Torino. 21 fouls to 14. 3 yellow cards each, which I'm quite surprised about. The second half was a lot calmer than the first one. Torino hit the woodwork. That was from Prett's shot there. That was deflected by Tomori. And again, if you just look, it all seems a bit more dominant on Torino's side. The duels won. Okay, maybe a bit more from Milan, but aerial duels, Torino won. Tackles more from Torino. Interceptions more from Torino. And so on. And so on. We can stop the voting now at that and say that, well, we're giving Tonali man of the match. I don't think that's what they would have given it. I'm not against it. But, okay. Just before we go, we're going to have another quick mention of our sponsor. And here we go.
This stream is sponsored by Manscaped. Hey you. Yes, you. Have you lost all your confidence when shaving below the waist? Would you like a sleek, well-designed trimmer so you can shave with ease? Well, look no further. Let's talk Manscaped. Let's Talk Sport have teamed up with Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, to give you an exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight when needed for a more precise shave. Visit manscaped.com and use the code Let's Talk Sport for 20% off plus free shipping for a helping hand. Job done. This product has been tried and tested by Cara and the LTS team. We thoroughly recommend for the best smooth shaving experience below the waist. Visit manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping by using the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
So, as we mentioned, 1-0 to AC Milan. That means they go 3 points clear of the table. Napoli 3 points behind with a game in hand. And they play Thursday against Bologna. So, it will remain to be seen if they can go joint top of the table. If they lose, it will be AC Milan in the driving seat. The difference being Giroud's goal tonight. Milan weren't great. Torino were okay, played well, but no real attacking prowess. So, probably undeserved from AC Milan, but that's how champions win, right? As cliche as it is to say. Again, Thanks for everyone getting involved in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as per usual. Our sponsor, Manscaped. Use the code Let's Talk Sports, all in capitals, to get 20% discount on any order you place. And I've been Seb True. Been a pleasure. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.